Hi. Well, I took a break from the YouTubing thing while I was off in a different place, and I have returned with more stuff and more to talk about. This video, as per the title, will be mostly about DVDs, but you can see I also brought back a bunch of books, elevating Bo and Susan behind me, and some of them I will read to the internet, and some of them I will blog about, and some of them I will write a play based on. But who knows what I might be inspired to talk about regarding the books. My next novel to read to the internet will be The Great Gatsby, which went into the public domain at the beginning of this year, and I've been searching for a copy of it to read to the internet. I haven't read it since 11th, 12th grade, somewhere in there. And I have since then seen two movie versions, and I'm not a big fan of either or the book, but now I'm a different person, better reader, we'll see. And then tomorrow I begin Fairy Tale Fridays featuring Big Red back there. And that'll be one fairy tale a week every Friday. And this is kind of a coming attractions thing. I think I said that in a video a couple weeks before I went on my little respite that I felt I should start promoting other videos within the videos that I'm making, so that if you only care about the DVDs that I talk about every so often, and so you only watch this video, you'll know at least what else is there. So I'll just go right into the DVDs, and this is mostly DVDs that are new that I bought in the past couple of weeks for $1 or less. Up where I was vacationing. But first, some honorable mentions, DVDs that are new to this apartment, to this living space, but which I've actually had for a while. They include one of my favorite Jackie Chan and one of my favorite Owen Wilson movies, Shanghai Nights. I recently watched all three of the Rush Hour movies, and because we were in the mood, in the Jackie Chan mood, we also watched a couple of his Chinese movies and earlier American movies, and Shanghai Noon, which is, I think, the first one in this series, and this is a series with only two movies, and it should probably stay that way, but it probably won't. I'm pretty sure there's a Rush Hour 4 being developed. I don't know about a Shanghai whatever else. Maybe Owen Wilson goes to China in the next one. This is the Threepenny Opera, obviously. That's what it says. It's in German, which I didn't know when I bought it, which I did back senior year of college when I was in the Threepenny Opera. I played Mr. Peachum, and there's a video. Maybe I'll put that video up on the videos that pop up at the end of the video. Me singing Life's a Bitch. But we were, we wanted to, it's an educational theater setting, and so we wanted to learn some, and we had rehearsals that when we weren't rehearsing, we were researching, learning about the show. And so I bought this so that we could watch some of it, and we put it on, and it was in German. So we didn't watch much of it, but we watched some. We got a sense. I think is Lotte Lenya in the cast here? I don't know. But it's a Criterion movie, which means it's probably, there's something important about it. And we've been getting better in this apartment about watching movies that aren't in English, and this one's in German. We haven't done German yet. We've done French and Japanese and Spanish. So this will be, and probably I haven't watched. I don't think we've done Italian yet, but this will be our first German one, and it'll be interesting. It's an interesting show, and probably an interesting movie. Another musical. A lot of musicals. Guys and Dolls. Don't have much to say about it. Marlon Brando and Frank Sinatra are in it. Vivian Blaine as well. And in an uncredited first movie appearance is a young Jerry Orbach. He's the guy at the end of the row of people in barbers' chairs. He pops up and says, "Why, it's good old reliable Nathan" during that song. So that's my favorite part of this movie, not the reason that I have the DVD. I probably have it because I think I got it when I was teacher's assistant for history of stage musicals, and we were going to do it, and I'd never really seen it. But musicals, there will be a lot of them in this video, but possibly not again until the very end. Speaking of musicals, another special dispensation for this one. This is obviously not a proper DVD. This is a DVD-R, and I may have already ruined it in transit, but The Assassination of Richard Nixon. There was a guy, and let me just quickly look up The Assassins musical, because I was in it in college as well, just like Threepenny Opera, but I'd also seen it, the 2004 Broadway revival, and that is when I learned about pretty much all of the assassins that aren't named John Wilkes Booth and Lee Harvey Oswald. And one of those assassins, Samuel Bick, and he plotted to crash a plane into the White House to kill Richard Nixon. And he is played, when I saw it on Broadway, he was played by Mario Cantone. In The Assassination of Richard Nixon, he is played by Sean Penn. And, well, I tend to go overboard with getting interested in things when I'm in musicals or when it has to do with musicals, and so that movie happened to come out around the time, possibly because it was still relatively shortly after 9/11 when people did actually use planes as weapons, and people were saying it was unthinkable, and in fact this man had thought of it, and it was in the musical, not the most popular musical, but it had been dreamt of. So that's I found that actually not among my DVDs, but among my CDs, because I went through my CDs, as I will blog about later today, and just extracted a bunch that I didn't want to hold on to, and I found that some of them, and I put most of them on the computer, and they will then also go on to the external hard drive as I listen to them. Some of them I have no idea where I got them, why I have them, but some of them were DVDs, including the DVD of me in Threepenny Opera, from which the video that I will probably share if I remember to at the end of this video was one of them, also me in Urinetown, and a couple of other things, and that movie, The Assassination of Richard Nixon. So, yeah. And then finally, this is kind of an in-between, in that it was waiting for me already on this trip home, but I also bought it previously for $1 at the library sale, and that is Four Christmases, which I bought a year and a half ago, and I left it home because I thought, well, I'll have another trip before next Christmas when I will want to give the disc a try, make sure the disc works, and also, of course, see the movie, which I really like, the movie. That, of course, did not happen for reasons that are still going on. But I grabbed it on this trip, and we were fortunately able to stream it, so I was able to audition the movie itself for my roommate. I'm sorry, the malevolent supernatural force I live with, and she also enjoyed the movie, which is good. I'm trying to get her into Christmas things, and so hopefully the disc works, because that way we can just watch it whenever. Speaking of the malevolent supernatural force I live with, Constantine and World War Z. These are movies that I bought for her, and I believe it was buy one, get one free, so the two of these together cost $1. And don't know if the discs work. Actually, no. This one I got from a different place than this one, but there was another DVD. This one I got the buy one, get one free deal. This one was $1, and then there were two other DVDs, and they each cost $1. So that one full price. But all of these DVDs together cost about $10, and there are way more than 10 of them. But anyway, these are movies that were on her DVDs she must have, like movies she actually wants to own on DVD instead of just wait for them to come up on streaming. because if you're waiting for them to come up on streaming, you can't just pop it in whenever you want. You're dependent on the 5 big streamers. And so this one is a superhero movie that I've seen a couple of times, and I don't really get it. But it's one of the must-have Keanu Reeves movies. And then this, I don't know why she wants this. I thought she didn't like this because it's just not the book. The book which I read about a year ago. And the movie has very little to do with the book, World War Z. But she saw it, she wanted it, and it was $1, and to spend that $1 was then to be able to get another movie for free. So it was a good deal. So these are hers. So let's see. So then a couple more categories. This is the category of no, I really shouldn't have, and it's the Care Bears movie and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. And these are where I start getting into. So these are the first two I'm talking about that are movies that I bought for me on this trip upstate. And these are a couple of movies that have been looking at me from various secondhand DVD shelves saying, buy me. And I've resisted because neither of them is that great, that good. They are purely nostalgia things, and part of what, part of it was buy one, get one free. I think this was the, this was the paid a full $1 for. And then this happened later. So neither of these was buy one, get one free. Although I think there was another one I bought this one. One of the things that did it for me was, among my activities on this break, was to go through all of my stuff in my closet, get rid of some as per the CDs, and rearrange and put away other things. And I realized over the 30-some years, I have kept all of the Care Bears stuff, including the homemade Care Bears. We have homemade Care Bear stuffed animals, and all of the Power Rangers stuff, including the McDonald's toys that came with Happy Meals when this movie came out. And so it is appropriate that I have these DVDs. I do like to watch the movies every so often. I've streamed the Care Bears movie every so often, and I have the Power Rangers movie on VHS. And it's a secondhand VHS because it's in one of those cases, those clear plastic cases that snap. And so yeah, I think that they were like 4th tier movies that I kind of wanted, like the 1998 Godzilla. I will probably eventually buy it on DVD, hopefully for $1 rather than $3 or $2, but it's way down on the priority list, and both of these movies were. And actually, the different colored, the pretty case was part of the reason with the Care Bears one, because I have a soft spot for cases that aren't black or white, and I checked, and the movie is a full screen movie. It says full screen back here. I figured it's Care Bears, so I will want it on full screen, whether it should be on full screen or not. But I think the movie was. I looked it up on Movie Trailers Classics, or Classic Movie Trailers, the YouTube channel, and the trailer is full screen, and therefore the movie's supposed to be full screen. The sequel is widescreen, and it is actually the Care Bears movie of the two that I have the fonder memories of, and therefore will probably eventually buy, hopefully for $1 or less, because it has the villain Darkheart, I think it's called, has the chandelier and captures all of the Care Bears in little crystals, and the Care Cousins in little crystals, and I don't know the plot, I don't know why, and I don't remember what happens, how they save them, obviously, with the Care Bear stare, but that always seemed really cool to me as a kid, just as far as special effects and magic and stuff, and so I will probably eventually get that. Hopefully it will be some kind of shade of aqua green or something, the case. So that's way too much. That's not even enough. That's way too much about those two movies. Before leaving, read not a biography, the memoir of Arthur Miller, and he was married one time to Marilyn Monroe. So I was on this vacation more interested in Marilyn Monroe than I have ever been, and so I got these two movies again, both for free because they were on the free shelf at the library sale. Now this one, Some Like It Hot, a movie that she was in, actual Marilyn Monroe performance. And there's Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon. I'm sure there's a lot to this movie. It's a movie that comes up every so often. It's, I don't know, is it a musical? It's probably a musical. And yeah, it's just I think, quintessential Marilyn Monroe movie. So great opportunity to see it, and just the right time because I finished that book. And then this, I was looking to stream, and I think that it had just left streaming, and that is again why I grabbed some of these movies. I don't intend to keep it because I know that I don't love the movie, but I'm more curious about it than I was. I saw it previously. And it's just got a great cast of Michelle Williams as Marilyn Monroe, Kenneth Branagh as the great British actor Laurence Olivier, Eddie Redmayne, who I've got the Fantastic Beasts movies, and Judi Dench, and somewhere in here also is, oh, here's some more cast names, but Emma Watson was, at the time that it came out in 2000 and something, 2012, Emma Watson was the draw for me back then, just because, what are the Harry Potter actors going to do post Harry Potter, and this was one of them. So her part is very small, I think, but let's see. So this is interest in Marilyn Monroe stuff that just happened to come along at exactly the right time. I probably will not keep this DVD. I'll probably send it back off into the wild, but who knows? Maybe I'll like it. I probably will keep this one just because it's a classic, and I've got that thing. What 3 DVDs from given artist must I have? Marilyn Monroe may turn out to be one of those. I don't really know what other movies she was in, but I'm just beginning to really learn about her. So there's that. And now all of these movies in this next category are movies that were, for one reason or another, on the second tier, like I've seen them a bunch of times at the used sales, but I wasn't willing to spend $3 on them, but I was willing to spend $1 or less, and so they just came along. So first one, Something's Gotta Give, one of my must-have Jack Nicholson movies, and one of my must-have Diane Keaton movies, and one of my must-have Keanu Reeves movies. The Constantine, that was the Malevolent Supernatural Forces must-have, but for me, Keanu Reeves, this is one of his best movies. He's young, he's not playing either of his 2 stereotypical characters that he's cast as over and over again. He's just a regular guy, and there's Frances McDormand and Amanda Peet as well. And it's Nancy Meyers. Nancy Meyers, she's another one. I've got Nancy Meyers movies that I must have. So I don't know what it was originally about this movie, but I've just loved this movie since I first saw it. And perhaps it's where I first saw it. I first saw it in Manistee, Michigan. Maybe everything associated with Manistee just gets an automatic bump. But glad I finally found this one, and hoping the disc works. There are only so many Adam Sandler movies on my must-have list, and I have Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. I'm not sure, they happened upon me. I didn't actually buy them, but now I'm considering buying a single case set with both of those movies because they're both widescreen in that case, and I've got them both full screen, and also fewer things for the shelves. But those two I wouldn't necessarily go for. I'd probably think Big Daddy Spanglish, Funny People, and maybe, now that it's being released on Criterion, the more recent one where he's a jewel dealer, Uncut Gems. But this one I really like. I gravitate toward the guy who doesn't want a kid in his life, or has never even given any thought, suddenly has one, has to deal with it. It's along the lines of things like True Grit or Logan, People, older people, they're set in their ways. They don't really want to deal with a kid. Here comes a kid. Um, and Jon Stewart is one of the first times I saw Jon Stewart in a movie, and that was exciting for me back during his Daily Show days. Um, and I think it's ultimately a pretty sweet movie, as most of his movies are, for all their Sturm and Drang, ultimately very sweet movies. Um, so yeah, I saw this and I thought, well, why wait? It's right there. I think this was one of the I think this was the get one free when I bought Power Rangers. So that's an appropriate pairing. Uh, this was excellent timing because I right before I left, I'd been doing the rounds of the used DVD things. I saw Miss Congeniality and Miss Congeniality 2 single set, and Miss Congeniality was streaming, and so I thought, well, I'm pretty sure I want it, but let me just give it the audition viewing, and then I'll maybe get it if it's still there. Gave it the audition viewing, went for it. I'm sure that Miss Congeniality 2 is not very good, but who knows? And my philosophy is, if you can get two in a single thing, it doesn't matter if the other one is not necessarily great. If the first one is a classic, and Miss Congeniality is. And Pretty Woman I associate with Miss Congeniality, not necessarily because they both female-led comedies that came around in the 90s, but because I have trouble telling Julia Roberts and Sandra Bullock apart, and so I know this is a good movie, a quality movie. Curious about the musical, but it just seemed like I should have both of these around to watch maybe back to back and help me start to tell them apart more successfully. I don't know which one is. I think Sandra Bullock is in Blindside and Julia Roberts is in Gravity. I might have that reversed, and I have no idea which one of them is in Ocean's 8, or any of the other Ocean's movies for that matter. I think it's Julia Roberts, but I'm not sure. And I think I don't know which one of them is Sandra Bullock. I know which one of them is Erin Brockovich. I mean, probably since I said Sandra Bullock, that means that Erin Brockovich is actually Sandra Bullock, but I don't know. But anyway, this is a fun movie, special 10th anniversary edition with bonus footage and interviews. I rarely watch the special features, but maybe I will. Hoping the disc works. And this will go nicely next to Miss Congeniality and Legally Blonde. They are three very wonderful comedies. In 1998 or thereabouts, there were two movies about ants, two computer animated movies about ants, and I've always liked this one better. I think the other one is just too cute, and too cutesy, and all those words that are synonyms for cute. This is another. It's been staring at me from the with those semi-dead CGI ant eyes from the used DVD shelves, but I thought $3, no. But I did recently rewatch it and thought, yes, this is one that I want, and so I saw it, and it was $1 again or less, perhaps. I forget exactly which ones of these were free, except for some of them, and so there it is. And then finally, not finally, because there's a whole other grouping, all those other musicals, but this one, Sleepy Hollow. The Malevolent Supernatural Forces and my favorite version of the Sleepy Hollow legend story, and we watch it. We've been able to stream it pretty much every year, except for the year we actually visited Sleepy Hollow. We got back from Sleepy Hollow, and I thought I'd seen it on Hulu or something, and we were gonna, but then it wasn't there. And so we decided this is one to have on DVD so that we can have it, because we plan to go to Sleepy Hollow as often as can. We might go this year. So yeah, and it's one of my Tim Burton must-haves. And just the cast, other than Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci, there's Dumbledore, Michael Gambon, there's Christopher Walken, there's Dursley, a bunch of Harry Potter people. Dursley, what's his name? Richard Griffiths, and Ian McDiarmid, the Emperor from Emperor Palpatine from Star Wars. So this was a long time coming. I might try to find. It's got the markings there. I might try to find a way to wipe that off, or maybe just get a new case for the thing. Maybe I'll be able to find a blood red case, and I can switch out the cover and stuff. So that's all the non-musicals. Now, leading up to the, how long have I been going? This will probably be more than a half hour long, but that's okay. So this is obviously, it's 3 movies in one. 2 of them I have seen, 1 of them I have not, but it's got Liza Minnelli and Robert De Niro, and it's directed by Martin Scorsese, so probably good. There's some Hirschfelds, or Imitation Hirschfeld, yeah, signed by Hirschfeld, and it's got Nina there 3 times, and I'm not going to look for it now, because that'll be boring to watch, but the Producers has been on my list. It's one of the Gene Wilder, Zero Mostel, and Mel Brooks movies that is must-have for me. And A Chorus Line was specifically not on my list. I was hoping to stream it because I read that book earlier this year, What They Did for Love, and I got to the end of that book and was like, oh, maybe I don't want to see that movie after what I read about it. But there it is. It's with the Producers, and it is a classic in its way. So if it ends up just being the Miss Congeniality 2 of my Producers DVD, then that's fine. And then New York, New York, I have no idea anything about it, but it looks like Liza Minnelli's character is singing and Robert De Niro's character is playing the saxophone. So, and again, it's Martin Scorsese, so who knows? This I'm particularly excited to watch. I think it's the only one of these, other than Some Like It Hot, that I haven't actually seen so far, but that's because I haven't talked about the last ones. Now this, I got to the library sale. This was $1. I did not buy it. I went back another day. It was free. I grabbed it, but that was also because this, I believe, was my grandfather's favorite musical. I was in it in high school. He came to see it, and I believe that is when I learned that. It's a fun show, and I look forward to special features like Deleted Song. I always love to see what songs didn't make it into the score. And so, yes, but I went back, and I probably would have paid $1 for it because it's my grandfather's favorite musical, because I was told that Carousel in this set is my grandmother's favorite musical. Now this, $5. And I got it at the DVDs buy one, get one free thing. And there are 6 DVDs here. So I did say to the person, does that mean it's actually $3 today? Because there's 6 DVDs and it's buy one, get one free. But no, they made me pay $4.95. But the last time I paid $4.95 for a set of movies like this, it was the Star Wars trilogy. So I've had a lot of very good luck with that. And those movies all worked, the DVDs. I'm hoping these ones do too. I have seen this one, Carousel, I saw in college, and The King and I. I've seen those 3 movies. I have not seen, I've seen on stage, I've seen Oklahoma and South Pacific, but I haven't seen the movies, and I don't know very much about State Fair at all. That's the one that was actually never a musical. Well, it became a stage musical later, but they wrote it as a movie, Rodgers and Hammerstein did. The only one of these that I actually wanted, that I would have bought a single, was The Sound of Music. I auditioned, I pretty much knew again that I would want it, but last Christmas, it always airs around Christmas on, I think, ABC, and we watched it, The Malevolent Supernatural Force and I, and decided, yes, if we find it, we'll get it. But this was quite irresistible. Getting all 6 of these in one go for such a good price. Maybe they don't all work. We'll see what happens. I plan to watch them all around Christmas time, alongside 4 Christmases and whatever else. But I'll have to figure out like a mnemonic for the order they go in. Like I have Don't Fuck with Mummies in Crypts, Pal, for the Universal Monsters, to remember what order they come in, just in case something happens. King and I, South Pacific Carousel, Sound of Music, State Fair, Oklahoma, KSCSSO. There's something there, some mnemonic there. But so those are, I used to do the I got new DVDs at the library thing more regularly, and then I found more interesting things to do, but this was too good a haul not to talk about. And I know when I did my All My Bears thing, I said, it's not interesting, the DVDs that I have, or the things I have to say about the DVDs aren't as interesting as a Dan Murrell or other people on YouTube who do the movies thing, but this, I had to brag about this. So that'll be that. And now I will record my first fairy tale, Friday's fairy tale from Grimm's back there. And hopefully next Monday I will start, let me just go over and see, because I wanted to do the Magic School Bus for my next Looking Back.
Good morning.
Okay.
By chance, do you...
And, but the original one, the one that I watched way back then.
Ah, good morning, class. Have you all met Arnold's cousin, Janet?
And I guess that bit of audio picked up there.
Hola, soy el Mago Pop, y esto es...
Forgot about that. But maybe the fan drowned it out. Who knows? But anyway, it's only one season. It was all 4 seasons until mid-May, or however many seasons, and now it's only 1 season, which is still fair few episodes and classic episodes. So I'll probably do that for my looking back on Mondays and Thursdays, and The Great Gatsby on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, because I'm using Fridays for fairy tales now, and then fairy tales on Friday. So that's what I'll be doing here going forward. If you're interested, you can subscribe. And if you're not, I hope that you approve of my DVD collection. And I'll do another one of those when I have a similarly impressive haul. But for now, goodbye.